Alright guys, now many a time they do these things in Hollywood where they show these elaborate stories and they do these elaborate things and people have these really strong opinions and people say whatever and at some point you're just like and then you hear that a lot of those stories aren't true and you're like at some point you're like what should you do? You're a YouTuber, you're a TikToker, you react to these things, right? Because these are big stories. Then you think, what should you do as a person in general? You don't even have to be a YouTuber or a TikToker, but as a person in general, what do? You see this crazy story and you're like, well, then all your thoughts of whatever Will Smith has done in the past in terms of his movie roles and different things, and then you see the videos that are about Jada Pinkett, and you think to yourself, what side do I take? Who do I believe? What's going on? I can't believe this happened. This is crazy. And then you're thinking to yourself, if it is real, am I being insensitive by saying it's not real? All that, right? And so, at some point, you have to just believe in the fact that these are current events and that sometimes current events are real and some current events aren't, right? So, I mean, not to say that you're invested that much that you're like totally upset about it, but, a lot of people reacted to this, right? So, and people are like, this is crazy, Will Smith is so good, Chris Rock is so good, Jada Pinkett is so good. Why should we be bombarded with all this? And comedians do these kinds of things all the time. It wasn't like he was racist or homophobic or transphobic. He was making fun of a celebrity, which obviously they allow that way too much these days. But I mean, it's a different thing than, and at the Oscars, the people that are doing the comedy hosting are going to say whatever, right? Anyway, guys, I really think it's just like, it really is, like I said, it's just a current event. Basically, it's another current event, right? Whether it goes this way or that way or do-do-do-do-do-do-do, it's basically a current event. And when you are a YouTuber or TikToker, despite whether it's real or fake, or despite whether it's something you feel an emotional attachment to, let's say it's one of your favorite celebrities, you can comment on it, you can make statements about it. So really, at the end of the day, is it really hurting anyone, darling? It does make for a great story, but you're just like, oh my God, like what's going on? This is Will Smith and whatever, right? But you're just like, another fake story? You just feel like you're bombarded with all these fake stories in Hollywood. I mean, and there's people that are, dealing with real life and they've got lots of issues going on. They don't want to hear about all these fake Hollywood stories that these rich people are just throwing out in the air, darling. Anyway, totally different. But who knows if it's real or fake? But I'm like, darling, I mean, when you're a YouTuber or TikToker, it's fine because you can just talk about it, share your stories with it, darling, and that's all there is to it, darling. But when you are someone that's like a random person that's struggling with your bills, and you're like, no, not another story, darling. Anyway, totally different. I know.